Hi, folks. I'm Paul Bryson. I'm a managing attorney of community economic development at Legal Aid of Southeast and Central Ohio. I've had a lot of people tell me that there are questions about how to handle e-filing for guardianships in Franklin County Probate Court, and that there are not a lot of understandable instructions. So in this video, I'm going to go through and work through the filing of a sample guardianship and show you step by step how that works. Let me set up a screen share here. Okay, you should be able to see my screen now where you see that I am on the e-filing page, the electronic filing. I already have an account because I file in electronic file in Franklin County courts all the time. You may need to set one up by hitting this request account button. But I have one. When you go to sign in, you're always going to need to check that you've read and agreed to the notice of redaction responsibility. That is, in short, that you won't put any confidential information like a social security number or a bank account number in a publicly filed document, which there'd be no need for you to have to do. I'm going to log in. I am going to go to file a new case, and I want to file a guardianship in probate court. So I'm going to select probate court, court of common pleas. And I'm going to tell it that I want to file an adult guardianship. In that, I need to choose what type of adult guardianship. Generally, you're going to be filing a guardianship of an adult person only. That means making the medical decisions and decisions about where to live, not anything handling any money. This is the most common one for pro se people, people who are filing for themselves are. I'm going to pick guardian of adult person only. Then I need to add my parties. I have put together a fake set of people. So the first person is going to be the applicant. That's going to be the person applying to be a guardian. So I've made up a person here, and that's going to be Eleanor Marie Vance. Notice you don't need to use a middle name, but I am here. We're going to say that her social security number, I'm just going to put 111 because I didn't ask it to give me a fake social security number. I thought that when I created, I thought that might seem a little suspicious. I'm going to put in the phone number, and I'm going to put in an email address for her. And I'm going to put an address in for her. Notice that she will be living in Franklin County. That's not necessary for the guardian. It is necessary for the ward. She lives in Columbus, Ohio, 432. Let's say she lives in 06. That's near my office here. Then it's going to go to next. You got her as a party. Then I'm going to add other parties. These are the people who are not you. So the most obvious one of those people is going to be the proposed ward. So that's going to be Eleanor's grandson, Robert Thomas Miller. Again, not a real person. If there is a Robert Thomas Miller out there that you know, be assured I'm not talking about him. This is a person I had made up. We're going to say that he was born on July 19th of 2002. He has the same phone number as Eleanor because he doesn't have a separate phone because his disabilities make it so that he doesn't do any talking on the phone. And he also lives with Eleanor uh, right now. Let's say he's her grandson that she has had living with her for many years, and now she is realizing she needs to apply for guardianship because he needs some medical decisions made. And then I'm just going to hit next. That's adding him. If there are other people that need service, this would be something you would have talked about with the person who was helping you put your guardianship papers together, they would go in this other add other parties. So you might have another person who would be uh, a father, a mother, um, brother, somebody who might also need to be served. But we don't have that here in this case, to keep it simple. So I'm going to go to next, and I've got the people in already. Then we're going to go to getting our documents together. In this situation, I'm going to go with the just the basic documents, everything that you would probably need for a guardianship of the person. I'm not going to have anything unusual here. I'm not going to bother using this document category at all. I don't always understand why things have been put in these different categories, so I don't use them very often. You can do everything from this document type. So I've got my list of things that were put together, and I know that I need to provide this adult guardianship service information. That's the one that tells the adult guardianship service, the guardianship investigators, how they can get in touch with the ward. So I'm going to choose a file, and I am going to pick the application. Or no, I'm sorry, I'm going to pick the adult guardianship service information. You see they're right next to each other. If you're at probate court scanning in your documents, um, one of the people at the court will be able to show you how their scanner works, and you'll pick them off that list instead. Yours will look a little different, but you'll pick it from the list. It'll go there where you said choose file, and you will add it to the submission. It'll show up here, and you'll know, okay, I've got it in you're basically building a folder that you're putting everything into. Then I'm going to go through, and the next thing I'm going to think of is I've got that affidavit of custody. On the form, that is called the adult jurisdiction affidavit. There are a few places where the form names and what it says in document type doesn't match. This is the one that says where the proposed ward has been living to establish that this is the right court. So again, I'm going to choose File, and I'm going to pick that adult jurisdiction affidavit, and I'm going to add it. I'm going to do the same thing with my application for appointment. And again, add it. I am going to do the same thing with the with the evaluation, the statement of expert statement. And the way I did that, I just started typing statement, and it brought me to where the statements are. Um, you see it's not there. So they're mostly in alphabetical order. This one happens to not be. So I'm going to go up here and see statement of expert evaluation first. So it's right there. They've tried to put the things you're going to need most right here at the top. And so then I'll go to a choose file, and I'll pick one. I don't actually have a statement of expert evaluation form in this file, so I'm just picking that one. I'm going to add it because it's not a PDF. It doesn't know how many pages that is. Yours will all be PDFs, so you won't need to worry about that. I am going to have the web check waiver. To say it's okay to grab my fingerprints and run my background report. I am going to have a waiver of notice. So let's see, waiver. I went down to the W's, got waiver of notice. So I'm going to choose that. Let's say I've got another parent who needs to be on there. And then I am going to do the Guardian's credibility application. This is the one that talks about your personal history, whether you've committed any crimes, ever filed bankruptcy, those things. So Guardian's credibility application, I'm going to choose that, and I'm going to add it. Then I'm going to check and see, have I put in here all of the documents that I had together when I came to court or when I sat down to do my e-filing? If I have, I'm going to go to next. Now, here, many folks will have um, a request to waive fees. So if that is you, you'll need a statement concerning court costs, which will be here under S, and you'll choose that and you'll add it. And you'll also need a proposed order um, about those court costs. So proposed entry declaring indigent status is the one you're going to upload because that's the order you're hoping that the judge will enter if you're asking for a fee waiver because the ward is in poverty and has no assets. And then you'll add that. Then you'll hit your next button. You notice I left out a document that is necessary that it won't let me proceed without. It's a guardian fiduciary's acceptance. Fiduciary's acceptance is the form you have that says all that you're going to do, all the things you have to do as a guardian. You can see, just like all those other important ones, it's right here at the top and it's starred. So I'm going to choose a file to put there. Again, I don't have one of those in this particular folder, so just to have something there, I'm going to put in a different document, and then I'm going to hit next. It's going to take me to the next screen. It is going to tell me that there are some things that are wrong because I've uploaded some documents that were not the right ones. That's okay. This is still letting you see what happens here. Yours won't have this error code. Now, if you have asked for a waiver, you will have to hit this special waiver button that will say, hey, don't charge me court costs right now. I'm asking for those to be waived. If you know you're not going to get a waiver, you will have to hit pay by credit card so that when you hit submit the filing down here, it will take you to the site where you can pay those filing fees. But if you're asking for a waiver of the filing fees, you have to check this box or it will make you pay them before you file. If you think you've got some documents that you haven't submitted, or if you have some documents that you realize now you forgot to, you're able to click this to add or remove some documents, or you can click back to go back to the screen you were on before and add the things you've missed. Otherwise, you can go to submit filing and it will get it filed with the court. So that's pretty much how that's going to work. I'm going to hit cancel to delete this filing because I don't want to file that case. It's not about a real person. After you have filed, you'll have a notification that you can see under this notifications tab. You should have a little 1 in red parentheses next to it to tell you there's something new there. You can check that and you'll be able to see that the court has received it. You also will get an email that says that you have received it at the account that you connected to your e-filing account. The first thing you'll get will say that it's received. If everything's right, you'll get one that said it was accepted. If there is something wrong, you'll get one that said that it was rejected, and there'll be a message in there to tell you why it was rejected. Usually that is going to mean that there is a document that is not the right one. Maybe you picked the wrong document. The trick here really is the e-filing system won't let them reject one document that's wrong out of 10 documents you filed. If you filed 9 correct documents and 1 wrong one, they have to reject the entire filing. That's very frustrating, but you will have a link there that lets you swap out the wrong one and put in the right one and just hit to resubmit the filing. So while frustrating, don't take it as meaning that you won't get the guardianship. It just means something was, one of the papers was not right. And they'll tell you which one was the one that was wrong. Usually it's you filed something that just didn't need to be there, or you accidentally filed 2 of the same thing. Then you will get, if everything's okay, you'll get a notice of compliance, which means you did everything you were supposed to do, and now you're going to get that call to set up the visit to the ward by the guardianship investigator and go ahead and be able to go forward with your hearing. I hope that helps you deal with e-filing. If that doesn't, if you need some additional help, there are some staff at the court that can help you use the e-filing system correctly. They aren't allowed to type anything in for you, and they aren't allowed to tell you what to file. But if you have the right things and you're trying to figure out, you remember the one that didn't match, you're trying to figure out, hey, I have this form that says adult jurisdiction affidavit on it, but you don't have that in this list. Which of these am I supposed to pick? They're allowed to help you with that. And they're also allowed to help you figure out how to use the scanner to make sure you file everything correctly. So if they tell you that they can't do something, it isn't that they don't want to help you. It's that their boss has told them they're not allowed. Or it could be that the Ohio Supreme Court has told them, hey, that's legal advice. You're not allowed to give that to people. If you need additional help, I am available at the probate court every third Thursday of the month from 9 to 12. We call it the Guardianship Resource Center. I'm there to assist people with some questions about guardianship, but often those things come down to, hey, can you help me e-file? Um, Happy to do that, especially if it's dealing with an issue that the court's not allowed to help you with. So again, I hope this was very helpful. If you're watching this and you're not about to file, but you have a friend who is, feel free to share this video. Thanks.